Hi, my name is Stacy, and I encourage you to start taking action with channeled insight. I'm gonna go ahead and pull some cards. Ouch. Today is Wednesday, January 22nd. It's a little after 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I just woke up from a nap. And I didn't intend to take a 3-hour nap. I intended to take like a half-hour, maybe hour nap. And I got a phone call an hour later after the nap, and I still couldn't get up. I was just exhausted. And I woke up not feeling good at all. So, let's get into it. If you clicked on my channel, thank you very much. I'm brand spanking new. This is my leap of faith. I'm doing this. Any more cards for me here, please? Cool, I missed a couple. Nice. Are there any more cards for me here, Spirit, or is this the only card? Is this the only one? Okay, thank you. Oh, boy. So, one of my cats just pooed, hence the face. It does not smell good. And there's 3 litter boxes, but they gotta use the one right next to me. So, yucky. Gross. Is that all for these cards, or shall I still pull more? More? Okay, thank you. So I once heard a, holy moly, all of those? Okay. I once heard a reader say, if you're not, pulling cards or shuffling on camera, you're probably not legit. And she's got a point there. So when, in my opinion, it's hard to believe that, and it's when you first are having experiences, paranormal experiences, or spiritual, it's hard to believe that this is a true thing. It really is. And I still struggle with it sometimes. I'm like, you got your, like, seriously, like, really? But it's a thing. And if you ever watch people do it, you're like, oh, you just dropped the card. No, that's not what's going on. You can sit here and shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and shuffle and shuffle, and nothing comes out. Unless it wants to. It is the most bizarro thing, and it's just weird. It just, if it's meant to come out, it will come out. I'm going on and on about that. Apparently, I'm being warned. So, oh, is that it? Okay, thank you. All right, do we have any cards from the extra deck? Okay. So there's an extra deck that goes with these cards, but I have not bought it. And so I had to make up my own little cards. There's nothing on them other than the name of the animal. So sometimes I can interpret without looking reading the thing, and other times I can't. It's just, I gotta look it up. Are you sure there's something from here? Okay, okay, cool. Thank you. Okay. So the first cards that flew out are, the very first one was Moose. And it says at the bottom, engagement, boldness, commanding attention. And you know, it commanding attention. Can you see the animal on this card? Hello, it takes up, you know, the majority of the card, and it's a gargantuan animal. It's humongous. So definitely there's a boldness there for sure. I mean, you cannot possibly miss its presence if you're in it, right? There's no way that you could miss its presence. And it's not like it's beautiful where it has these striking colors, or but it is majestic on its own. It has its own uniqueness, and it is majestic on its own, and it commands your attention. So this to me is depicts as the overall message of what's going to fall out tonight is engagement, boldness, and commanding attention. Because it is the very first card that fell out. That fell out. And it's obviously an earth card based on the color alone. And I don't know, there's a certain engagement I would imagine that would have to take place should we come across the presence of this majestic animal that approaches you with all of its wonder, awe, and boldness. I don't know, that's what I have to say about that card. If I have to look into it further, I will, but that's what I'm picking up for now. And then might not be. I have 3 cards that flew out together. I have Bat, which is the Hanged Man. And it says self-surrender, prophetic powers, facing darkness, which is pretty, it's pretty me right now. I've had to surrender big time, well, over the last couple of days, so that I could gain some prophetic powers, right? I was in a state of utter dark and anger. Just everything pissed me off. Everything pissed me off. Everything was pissing me off for 2 days. Like, there wasn't anything that didn't happen that didn't just fucking piss me off, right? I was just pissed. And I don't really know where the energy came from. I didn't eat any differently than I normally do. I actually drank more water than I normally do. Like, I don't know, did I shock my system? Am I drinking more? I have no idea. But everything was just, I was triggered. And I had to surrender to it some way, somehow. And it wasn't easy. I just kind of like, I don't know, I just stopped for whatever reason. And it says facing darkness, and I had to face the darkness. I had to face what is causing these triggerings and what is eating me up, and it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that I've held in for a long time, and some of it's not stuff that I've held in, that I've talked about over and over, and I've driven people crazy, but I can't help it. I can't change who I am. I have to be able to make sense of it, and a lot of it doesn't make any sense, and it probably never will, sadly, but for whatever reason, that's how my brain operates, and it is what it is. Oh, I hate that phrase in here. I say it all the time. The next, right after the Hanged Man, is the Chariot. I got 3 major cards here. Is the Chariot. Travel, victory, raw power. So after, embodying this prophetic voice, with the channeling, I get the Chariot. This is, I can't even imagine a more beautiful chariot, beautiful pair of horses to be pulling my chariot, right? Or to be leading me, guiding me. It's travel, victory, and raw power. I don't know if the travel is literal. Yes, it's literal. It's the literal travel. Which brings victory, and it opens up raw power. I mean, look at these. They look like Mustangs to me, and they are in their raw power form. They are charging. Their manes are flowing, and they are clearly very victorious. And look at the glow on them. They're absolutely beautiful. They're just glowing, and their muscles are like, they're bulging, and they're like showing off what they've got, and it's just natural beauty. That's all it is. It's just natural beauty. And there is raw power and natural beauty, right? And being naked, and being your authentic self, succumbing, surrendering to the pain that you feel, physical, emotional. Thank God, right? Thank God that there's a divine power out there that will intervene and rescue you, like charging horses. I mean, just, it just happens. And if you don't feel it, you don't feel it. But not many of us stay in the dark for too long, right? Eventually the sun comes out, albeit 3D or spiritual, or in our hearts, or our expressions. Something stupid will happen, will make you, giggle, and you'll laugh, and you'll be like, wait, I'm supposed to be mad. Which is, I did this. So I'm supposed to be mad, so I'm not fucking smiling, I'm mad, but there's something in you that will make that sparkle come back out. The Chariot comes, whether you want it to or not. It's there. It'll come back to you. And then next we have Penguin, 3 of Cups. It says celebration, soul groups, and time to focus. And this is super exciting for me because I've never really, I have my moments of, like I said, there's no fucking hope. There's no faith. There's nothing there. I'm just pissed at everything and nothing at the same time. And the soul group is something that I've always wanted, right? I've never really had. I'm super emotional. I apologize. I've never had my own little family group. It is the one thing I've always wanted. I've always desired it. Okay, so this is quite clearly a family. And I never really felt that wholeness, that completeness, because I've had to do it all by myself all the time, always by myself. No husband, no children, nothing to lean on, nothing to help me through, no excuses to get out of work. Oh, my kid needs me. I've my previous employer, the doctor herself, oh, my kid this and my kid that, and I have to go early, and I have to take the day off, and I have to, well, that's great, I understand, but I don't get those excuses to leave work. Never have. And while I'm understanding completely, it's frustrating because I don't have that as an excuse ever. It's never ever been able to be an excuse. And not that I want it to be an excuse to leave work. I'm just saying I've been missing out on this soul group of my own. And I feel, and it's, everybody's has families of their own. You know, my mom's always like, well, you have us. Well, no, that's not the same thing. It's fine, but you have your sisters and your brother, and you had your parents until they passed, but your dynamic of your soul group changed because you had kids. Mine didn't. And, you know, my sister had kids, so we're not as close as we once were because she had kids. It's not a bad thing. It's just her attention was needed elsewhere. Understandably, right? Extremely understandably. And I've never been able to share in those life things with anybody. So I've missed out on those bonds. For an entire lifetime. And the friendships, because I have nothing to share. I have nothing to bring to the table. No, I can't share a story about the kids, or I can't share a story about the husband. There's nothing to bond with anybody. And so I've been lost. And I've been doing it by myself, and I've been this scared the little penguin for a long time. Wow, I probably won't even post this. This is unexpected. But it excites me. The hope is still there. It dwindles and it fades, but it always comes back. It always comes back some way, somehow. So how I have hope in one card, it's not the card, it's the symbolic meaning that it represents. And penguins mate for life, among other different species. And the spread that I did earlier was, is whatever's coming is worth the wait, right? And so I'm hoping that this is worth the wait, that I'm gonna find my soul family, finally. And every new job, I'm like, yay, I finally found, my soul family. And it's not, because I truly believe that there's never really any need for public humiliation, harassment, bullying, attacking, anywhere. I believe that there are people out there in the workplace that don't allow that bullshit. It's just not fucking allowed. But I just haven't found it yet. And it's gotten me to the point of, because it's happened so many times, that I just don't want to be out there anymore in the workplace at all. I don't. I have no desire, and I have no income coming in. And I'm freaking out. And I'm trying to maintain that faith, because I've got all these bills due in February, and it's January 22nd, and there's nothing coming in. The soul groups has a obviously triggering effect on me, because it's something I have always desired, and have yet to find. It has just been tough. I know I'm not the only one out there in tough situations, and I'm sure my situation sounds easy breezy to you, and oh, you're so lucky, you've never been married and don't have kids, you don't even know what kind of trauma you've avoided, blah blah blah. Well, You're right. I don't, because the grass is always greener on the other side, right? It's always greener on the other side. And there's no perfect, wonderful circumstance. I understand that. But it's, I'm a woman. I'm supposed to procreate. That's what I'm supposed to do. I have the organs to do so, and I'm supposed to procreate. And I can't. I haven't. I can't. How can I when there's nobody? I can't just fucking make that shit happen by myself, right? So, moving on. Cricket is, I'm going to show you the card. Serendipity, moral compass, liberty. So, because, I took this, I made this decision, this leap of faith. I took this leap of faith, which I do on occasion. I jump outside my comfort zone and start doing like a form of public speaking, which is what this is. And, well, I can't even read the words now. So I have to look at the words in order to read. I make my bold statement, and I'm in this realm. You kind of have to command attention. Don't really know where I was going with that. I totally lost my train of thought, but maybe I'm finding there's liberty in finding your moral compass. My moral compass to me has been intact, but maybe not. Maybe there's been a couple skips in that beat, in that rhythm, and I didn't realize it. I'm not perfect by any means, but I'm hoping that it will. I don't know. I'm kind of lost right now because I'm just, I can't even believe how choked up I've been getting today. I just can't. It's just, every time you think you've overcome something, some disappointment in your life, life's disappointments, I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that. I'm happy. I'm getting, along. I found my inner light. I found my inner peace, my inner happiness. Boom. Something triggers the shit out of it. And you're, on this massive roller coaster all over again. You're like, what? It's very frustrating. But I'm going to keep going. Maybe this cricket card will come into play. Or something will come to me later, but right now, I'm at a standstill. I was guided to do this. I wasn't really ready, but not always about me, is it? So the next one, seal, 10 of Cups, lasting happiness and success, divine blessings. Well, and if you look at the seal, look at the look on its face. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if there's too much of a glare or what, but this seal looks pretty like content and relaxed, and it's time for me to rest now, because there's been a lot of happiness and success, and it kind of looks like an old seal to me, right? I can relate. Kind of looks like an old seal, and it has finally reached its lasting happiness. It's, I've done my work. I've had my family. I've, done what I was supposed to do. And I've got a full belly. So, I'm feeling pretty successful, and I'm just going to sit here and chill, right? There's divine blessings. There can be very divine blessings in that, in finding that peace, and finding the serendipitous moments, or your prophetic power or gifts is in itself prophetic, right? It can be in itself very prophetic. And where you start receiving these divine blessings, this massive amounts of abundance, just by engaging in something new, different, taking the leap of faith. The seal looks pretty happy. He's on a beach. I don't know about you, but when I go to a beach, usually in the summer, weather's warm, the sand feels good on your feet. This one's kind of looks like it's laying in water. When the water's brushing up on your, feet, when you're wading in the whatever, you get the gist. It's relaxing. It's comforting. It's like a little divine kiss or hug, right? And especially if you need it. If you need it, you feel it. You feel that divine kiss and hug in that very moment. Or, there's success in that. There's success in divine kisses and hugs that we all need on a daily basis. And I need them a lot. And I'm so choked up from that penguin card. I'm having a little bit of difficulty continuing. It's just it's just not quite on point as I was earlier. So the 10 of Cups is followed by the 4 of Cups, contemplation, apathy, and new opportunities. So I keep getting like these, you need to decide, it's time to decide cards. And I don't understand. I'm pretty sure I made my decision when I walked out of my job, right? I'm pretty sure I made that decision. So I don't really know what the indecisiveness is about. I really want to do the things that make me happy, that fill my soul and my heart with joy. I don't know that the workplace is right for me. I've had this influence, a family member say to me, well, you don't have any tolerance. And she's been saying it to me for years. You don't have any tolerance for other people. And that's not true. It's true, but not in the way that she wants to put this broad blanket on. And I'm going to use her a lot because it's been a very difficult relationship for us. It is a mother-daughter relationship, and it's a very, very difficult and challenging relationship for me. It is the typical mother-daughter relationship, and where you're always fighting. You love each other, but sometimes it's hard to feel that love and see it when it's, constantly, it's challenging. It's a challenging dynamic. But she's always like, well, you don't have any tolerance for people. And I had to correct her recently because I thought about it and I'm like, that's not really true. And it always triggered the fuck out of me every time she said it. Because that's not really true. What I don't have tolerance for, and this is what I said to her, I said, that's not really accurate, Mom. You're right. In a sense, I don't have tolerance for people, but what I don't have in the workplace, but what I don't have tolerance for is utter meanness for shits and giggles, harassing, bullying, fucking unprofessional, public humiliation. And when I say public humiliation, I mean ripping somebody a new fucking asshole for literally doing the right thing every fucking time, defending your dumb, lying, bitchy ass every fucking time I do this. I'm constantly defending you, and all I want to do is, tell everybody what a fucking squash bag you are. Yelling, doing all these things to a person in front of people. That's public humiliation. It may be a minor public humiliation, because, she didn't say anything overly embarrassing or anything like that, but it's still public humiliation. You're embarrassing me in front of people, a lot of people, co-workers, brand new co-workers. You're telling the brand new co-worker that you can fucking walk all over me and treat me like garbage anytime you want. And so can she. That's what you're telling the new people. And they did. And I don't have tolerance for that shit. That's what I don't have tolerance for. If you're show an ounce of compassion, patience, understanding, like I went to work bawling one day, just bawling. And I had a legitimate reason for it, but she didn't even fucking ask me. And her words were to me, if you don't stop crying, you're going to have to leave. Not, oh my God, you're crying. Are you okay? I don't think I've ever seen you cry here. Nothing like that. No fucking compassion. None. And I don't know why. I don't know why. And it's coming from the same woman who told me that your personality irks people. Okay, fuck you too. My personality, I'm sorry that my kindness and compassion irks the fuck out of you because you're an idiot. But learn how to love, please, because you're fucking killing me, Smalls. Sorry, somebody else is lying, and I fucking love it. Well, I'm getting off track here, but that's what I have zero tolerance for. I have zero tolerance for that. Poke, 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 poke. I have zero fucking tolerance for that shit. Like, especially in the workplace. Like, what? Get a life or fucking go do your job. Leave me alone. I'm not doing anything. I'm fucking sitting here working my ass off, defending your honor to everybody when I know you're a piece of shit. I'm still fucking defending you because I'm doing the right thing. I'm still representing a business, right? That's the shit that I have zero tolerance for. Zero tolerance for. I don't have any tolerance for it. And so when she says things like that to me, clearly I've gone on like probably 10 minutes now. I'm clearly very triggered. It triggers the fuck out of me. You're too sensitive. Yes, I'm autistic. I'm too sensitive. This should not be fucking new to you. I mean, it's shit that triggers the shit. It just triggers me. I'm perseverating and I'm very sorry. So, contemplation, apathy, new opportunities. So I have to get out of that in order to achieve these new opportunities. Okay. And it's hard. Can you tell? It might be a little difficult, but I do believe that there is light at the end of this dark ass tunnel. Obviously, because it's coming out in my spreads. I'm still being triggered in the spreads. And if it's triggering me, it's triggering other people, right? Because odds are that if you're sharing a message, you can pretty much have shared experiences across the board with anybody. There's all kinds of people that experience the same type of shit all over the place, in the workplace, at home, social gatherings. I mean, like, people fucking suck. We all suck. I suck. My personality is irksome, and so therefore I suck. I kind of making a joke. Sometimes they're not funny, but they're funny to me, and that's really all that matters. The next one is Sugar Glider. It says cleverness, adventure, leap of faith. So I've gotten so far off track here that I don't even really know how to get back on base. But like I said, I was guided to do this, and I'm being told to just keep it up. Oh, this is wonderful. Can I? So my cats don't like it when I get upset. And so I don't know, they are protectors in some way, shape, or form. And they've been very, yesterday I was in such a dark place. The one was right all up in my face, really snuggling me and looking up and all around me. And so he was clearly very weird, very worried, and could see beings and entities around me that I couldn't see. I could feel it, but I couldn't see it, and I didn't feel good at all. I was like, oh my God, this is not good. I need to calm the fuck down. I have invited unintentionally some dark ass shit into this household because I'm feeling horrible. Like, not suicidal, like very, very sick. very dizzy, very lightheaded, and all I did was go upstairs, which I hardly ever do. I don't like it up there. I've never liked it up there since I moved in. It leaves me feeling very uneasy, and typically when I've had rental houses before, if I felt any uneasiness when I was in the house, I did not stay, but I had no choice, and I'm here and I'm stuck with this entity, whatever it is. It was not good. It just was not good, and my cat was freaking out, and I was like, okay, and I was very dark. It just couldn't, and like empty and nothingness. It was awful. It was just awful. I haven't been back up there since. I just, it's become more of a storage room, and it's really sad because it's really pretty up there. It's a really pretty upstairs. But it leaves me very queasy and very lightheaded the entire time I'm there, every time. And I had to clean up there this last summer, and it was horrible. I'm like, you know what? You guys need to leave me alone. I need to clean this. There's fucking dead bugs all over the place. The floors haven't been swept or mopped since I moved in. It needs to be clean. It's gross. So, back off. And they did. They backed off. And I was able to clean, and a lot of that queasiness and stuff went away. But the darkness that I was in left it was awful. And like I said, the cat was, doing one of these numbers. And I'm like, okay, the cat's freaking the fuck out. Probably because there's something here that shouldn't be here. I need to go forward. I need to go forward. And sometimes all it takes is talking things out. And I used to love to journal. I could pour my soul into the page, but I'm older now, and it hurts to write for long periods of time. It hurts my hands to write for long periods of time, and I'm like, well, this fucking sucks. And I can type, but I'm one of those, I have to look at the keyboard to type. I have lost my ability to type without looking at the keyboard. I used to be fucking awesome at it, and I used to be pretty fast. But somehow I lost it along the way. And now it's, I'm down to the texting is not ever this, it's this. It's a pain in the ass. It takes forever. And, people are always like, just text me. And I'm like, ugh, why? I can say it much faster than I can fucking text it. It's this type of texting. It's hard. It takes a long time to text like this. Okay, so I just never mastered the thumb thing. I just didn't. We don't all have those fucking abilities. They're just not there. And it's irritating. It's irritating. I'm like, just text me, just text. I'm like, no! Take fucking 5 seconds out of your phone, out of your day, and listen to my words. Oh, whatever. Excuse me. I am so sorry for belching. I'm so embarrassed. One of the problems with living alone for more than 20 years is you forget you have an audience. Totally forget you have an audience, and it's belch, and it and it's so not ladylike or appropriate, and I shouldn't really care, but I kind of do. I don't want to sound like a barnyard animal when I'm around people. I don't really want to. There's times for it, this isn't the time, but like I said, my stomach's really upset. I took a nap and I don't feel good, and so I'm drinking. I found, by the grace of God, and I looked and looked in the same place where this was, and looked, and this was just happened to be hanging out there, and I'm like, oh, thank God, I'm so glad you're here, because my stomach is a freaking mess, as evident by my belching, and I'm sorry. All right, I gotta move forward because this is taking too long. Beaver, 7 of Cups. Dreams, deception, determination. So I had like these positive cards to start, right? And I think like the overall essence was the moose. And how I'm starting to see this, and they kind of fell out in order of the way I'm laying them, which is ending up, it's becoming a pyramid, so to speak. And I read them that way. And so I think maybe had I read this a little bit differently and went from left to right like normal people do, but I'm backwards on everything. Everything for me is backwards. And I'm fine with that. It's just a little different. So I think a lot of the stuff that is on the left has a lot to do with what I'm struggling with right now. What I'm struggling with. And this last row seems to be, so far, this could change, seems to be a lot of my past and what I'm coming out of. And then the stuff on the top right to the moose is what I have to look forward to. Okay, that's how I'm interpreting it based on my personal circumstances and what I've been experiencing and what's been triggering the fuck out of me, obviously. But it says dreams, deception, and determination. So I do have prophetic dreams. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. They're there. They've always been there. Always been there. And I was shamed and kind of ridiculed about those dreams by family. That's ridiculous. There's no way, blah, blah, blah. That's witchcraft. They went, look, it's been never ending. Okay. And it has taken a long time to rise above that, to see beyond that upbringing, that brainwashing, whatever word you want to use to describe it, has taken a long time to overcome that part of it. And I totally lost my train of thought. So the next card is Gorilla. Totally, it's gone. I heard something here. Totally heard something here. It captured my attention, and it's gone. I have no idea where I was going with it. No clue. Heard something over my left shoulder. If it was meant to come back, it will. If it wasn't, it won't. So maybe I said what needed to be said. I don't know. The Seven of Wands. Courage, achievement, and self-sabotage. And I was just talking about the prophetic dreams. And I have done a lot of self-sabotage with those prophetic dreams because I believed that it was stupid. It was nonsense. There was, I believed in the outside world, in my trusted family members. You're supposed to be able to trust your family members. They're supposed to be your rock. It's not the case. It's not the case. It's just not. It sucks, but it's just not. So there was a lot of self-sabotage. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of victory that I could have had a long time ago with the raw power and the gifts that God gave me a long time ago had I had a completely different type of support system of love and compassion and understanding, and let me help you through this. Let's work this out together. No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. And I had to overcome it by myself, like gorillas do. You have to. Gorillas can be aggressive, and I've unfortunately had to show a lot of aggression to others with the utter frustration of not knowing what the fuck to do, knowing that there's going to be a shit ton of fucking people that are going to die, and there's nothing I can do about it. Who do you talk to? You go to your number one, your family, and they don't believe you. Who do you talk to? You go to the police, and you be like, you sound like a fucking lunatic. Who do you talk to? So, who do you talk to? You have no one. You have no one. So there's been a lot of there's been a lot of disappointment and utter deception that I've had to figure out how to overcome by myself, with zero guidance, and standing in a very understanding that I have a strong moral compass, very, very strong, and understanding that I can stand in that moral compass everywhere I go, and know damn well people are gonna fucking hate me for it, and they do. Everywhere I go, they hate me for having a moral compass, a strong one. But I decided a long time ago that I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna exaggerate, a long time ago, because it was eating me up inside, right? And to walk by this moral compass, because even though I feel totally alone and I literally have no reciprocal conversation, I still have everything around me to help me through. There's still a divine power. There's still the earth. I mean, there's still angels and spiritual assistants. It's still there. And I'm getting triggered again, so I'm gonna just try to turn this into something positive. And my last card is Bluebird, which is Three of Swords, which says emotional storm, freedom from strife. And I have mastered the emotional storm. I have mastered it. I know what the emotional storm is all about. You have an emotional storm, find somebody to talk to. It's horrible. It's horrible to go through it by yourself. I can't even I can't even talk. I'm so upset. I'm stuck. I'm stuttering. There's still an emotional storm going on. It's happening right now inside of me, and I'm trying to talk through it. My intention was to have it go in a very positive way in this and not be triggered, and I got triggered, and it's terrifying because I'm here alone. So there's a lot of important messages on here, and I have noticed when I have listened to tarot readers that I'm like, okay, she's or whatever, they've got the gist, but I interpret that differently. They were on a different and it's okay to do that, because we all have different messages that come to us when we see something, and maybe sometimes just sharing the card is enough. I don't know. I hope. I did a spread earlier just alone. I didn't record it. I just kind of did it by myself for practice. And the words just flowed. There was no crying. There was no stuttering. It just flowed. It made sense. It was easy. And while I do not have an audience at this very moment, I'm here alone. I know eventually there's going to be an audience here. And I feel bad. I'm sorry. I feel bad that this didn't quite turn out the way I had hoped it would. But I am healing. And while I do encourage you to take action doing something, take some kind of action. Even if it's crying, right? Maybe you haven't cried in 10 years because you're so fucking jaded and pissed off at the world and your circumstances, and maybe you haven't cried ever or in a really long time, and you need to, you know, you need to purge. You need to cleanse your soul, right? Maybe you need to cry. Maybe you need to not cry. It depends on your circumstance. Maybe you need to not cry and take a deep breath and relax and read a book, or go get a fucking ice cream cone or something. You know, do something nice for yourself. I don't really know. I don't really know what, you know, anybody might need in any given circumstance, but I know that we forget to treat ourselves a lot. We forget to, you know, in the busy lifestyle that we have, in the rush and get things done, and the deadlines, and we forget to do small things for ourselves, small things that make us happy, that we need. We all need something to make us happy. Something. We all need something. That's just makes our day a little bit smoother. And if it's, you know, a half a bag of Oreos, or, you know what, fuck it. I mean, you know what, I'm overweight. I'm overweight, and I've put on weight rapidly. But I'm fine with it because I've gone through some tough shit, and it may not be tough for somebody else, but it's tough for me, you know. And it sucks, you know. I can't get into a lot of my clothes, and yet I can get into a lot of my clothes, you know, my plus size clothes. But it's defeating because, you know, and it's like a little bit of self-sabotage. And I know darn well this isn't healthy, and I've overindulged just a little too much on taking care of me, on eating comfort foods, but I'm not going to hate myself for it either. You know, you know, I've gained weight and I'm not comfortable about it. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't make me feel pretty. It's okay. It's okay. You know, I'm over 50. I don't have to feel pretty. Let the young ones feel pretty, right? I mean, maybe I can boost somebody's self-esteem today. Or maybe something in this spread or in my tears helped somebody else in some way. Oh my God. You would think that she would, you know, based on looks alone, that she would be blah, 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 and she's only blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how people would be viewing things, but it is my hope to help other people some way, shape, or form. Nobody has an easy life, that's for sure. And a lot of people, I'm sure I'm not the only one, who's doing shit by themselves day in and day out, day in and day out, and day in and day out. And, pardon me, you know, as a woman, you know you're raised in the same world that I am. You get married, you have kids, you know, you have help, and the man helps you, and you do this and he does that, and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, you have those social norms that generally take place. I haven't had those. I've been doing everything by myself. And when I've been stuck or gotten stuck, like the situation I am in now, again, it has been the parents who have taken care of me. But it's a double-edged sword, because it's, oh, we want to help you. You don't have to worry. We don't care how long it takes. And, you know, we get it's going to take a couple of months, and then a week into it, it's, well, I can't afford to help you. You're going to have to get a job. I can't afford to help you. Well, that's not what you fucking said last week. You had my back. And this has been my lifelong struggle with my parents. It's super, super sweet. I've got your back. You don't ever have to pay me back. No, you have to pay me back. Where would you come up with that idea? I pulled it out of my ass. Like, you said it. It's been tough. It's been very, very tough. And it's the dynamic that I have with the mother-daughter thing. It is killing me softly every day, because it's not the relationship that I had with her growing up. She had moments where she was like that, moments, but it wasn't a lifelong thing. And it didn't start really getting bad, or maybe I didn't really start noticing it until about 10 to 15 years ago. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of cuckoo is going on here? Like, but I fall for it every single time. And the reason that I fall for it is because it's my mom. I want to have a bond with her. The desire is so strong. There's such an emptiness that the bond that I want to have with her, like the one she and my sister have, is never going to be present. And I haven't accepted that, right? I haven't accepted that it's not going to fucking happen. I'm not my sister. My mother, to me, hates my fucking guts. My personality, to me, my perspective, irritates the fuck out of her. Because that is what is portrayed or projected onto me. And I have a very tender heart. So it hurts every single time. And I have to pick up the fucking pieces. And this time it's taken me 2 days. Now, she wasn't the only culprit in it. There's been other circumstances that have caused this triggering effect for me that has taken me a couple days to bounce back. But it keeps happening. And I'm over 50. Okay? So I do believe that is like a definition of being insane. And that's good, because I feel insane. I feel fucking crazy. Right? I know I'm not, but I'm starting to feel that way, because I haven't figured out how to overcome these blocks in these situations in a healthy manner. I don't know how to do it. It's infuriating. It's absolutely infuriating. So, Holy Spirit, do I have any more cards for this spread? No. Good, because I don't know how much more sidetracked I can get from the message. I really don't. I really don't know how much more sidetracked I think I need to be. My name is Stacy, and I encourage you to start taking action with Channeled Insight. And I'm very sorry. This was very personal and a little on the dark side. So if it brought you down, I'm very, very sorry. If it gave you hope, I'm so happy to hear that. And I send you any kind of high vibrational anything that I have in me all the time, because, you know, we all need it. We all need the prayers. We all need the love. We all need the compassion. We all need the patience. We all need the understanding. We all need to be heard, and we all need to speak, always. So thank you very much, and maybe next time it'll be more positive. Thank you.